Hello, hello, hello.
What's up?
Welcome to our first video of the year. Happy New Year, Kate.
2019.
Yes, we're aware it's February, but life has finally slowed down a little bit, so we can...
Kind of.
Yeah.
So we know that we didn't do the greatest job of posting videos last year.
Not our best, but life was happening.
A lot of life events
There was a lot
occurred.
a lot of crazy things. And then Christmas
So,
time.
being this is our first video of the year, even though it's now February,
okay.
we are going to attempt to do, this is kind of like a resolution goal-y sort of video.
Yeah, like our goals for the year.
Yeah, so we are going to try to get some sort of schedule going as far as like posting videos and
God willing.
making videos and a new update is we have sorry, I got
a text message in the middle.
Of course.
It's fine. It's fine. It's cool.
Maybe we'll learn how to edit.
This is why we can't film regularly, because shit happens. Interrupts us. Stop texting. Okay. So.
Yeah.
So. Should we redo this?
No, it's fine. We're winging it. We're winging it.
Fine. We don't edit. We still don't edit. Maybe this year.
One of the announcements is that we are no longer doing Owl Crate.
Yeah. Sadly, no, because months.
Maybe we'll go further into it I guess I could talk about it now. It's just like, well, Muns and like, I really liked all of the stuff that was in it.
Yeah.
But at this juncture in my life, I don't have the space for a lot of the stuff that we would get.
Yeah.
So it was like I just ended up having a bunch of stuff.
Cool stuff.
It's
cool stuff, but you gotta have room
and
for
like,
it, so,
I'm not gonna use it at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to interject by saying I think the boxes were very well curated. I thought some of the stuff was really cool. I did have one broken mug, which I can't let that go. I can fix it.
I mean, everything was really awesome.
Really cool, high quality.
I mean,
if
you've watched any of them, we clearly had...
Very excited about them.
Yeah. Everything was really awesome. It was all very bookish related.
It's not you, Owl Crate, it's us.
It really is. It really is.
I also wasn't reading the books like I needed to, so I wasn't getting the most out of like, hey, here's an author discussion to go through, and hey, we're doing sometimes it was like on the little leaflet that came with, like I wasn't making the most out of what came with it. And I felt like I was kind of like cheating myself in a way, and not that Owl Crate knew what I was doing, but I also felt like it was not, I don't know, they're putting forth that effort for everybody, and I wasn't utilizing it to the best. So yeah, we will go through and read the Owl Crate books now, but we just had to stop getting it for a little while.
Yeah, it may be a future thing that we go back to if we're at a different point in our life. But just money-wise, it was just not an option anymore.
Yeah.
It was worth all of the money.
Definitely worth it.
It was definitely worth it.
Yeah, there's cool stuff in there.
Like the book options, the fact that they were all like signed copies, all hardcover. Sometimes you got a second book, and there was multiple items in there that were all like exclusive items specifically made.
Like the hat I lost, my Harry Potter hat.
All the themes were really creative, and like it's a really good.
It was well put together. Like they did a great job,
but just not right now.
Yeah. So there won't be Owl Crate unboxings until possibly in the future.
We also hope that opens up our availability to be more creative.
Yeah.
And
do other
to be able to stick to a more solid program to do.
Get with the program, Kate.
And then we can, sprinkle in some cooler things.
Yeah.
But anyway, segue to Owl Crate books. There may be a few of those titles in our top 10 that we would like to... Top 10 books that we would like to read. That's
top
like
10.
20.
Jazz hands. I was emphasizing that there's... Top
like
10.
30.
Yeah. That we're going to do for the year.
Top 10 books that we would like to read for this year.
Like, and we really want to stick to this list. Like I am really determined to do it.
Yes.
I'll read other stuff besides it, but I'm gonna try to reach for one of these titles as my first choice when I'm like, hey, what should I read next?
They may or may not be books that we will review, even on this channel. But we just wanted to share with you guys, like, books that we've really wanted to read probably for quite a while,
Yeah.
or even recent editions, that we definitely want to finish this year. Like, it's
Yeah.
a goal that we have. There may be more that we read or want to read, but
Yeah.
we decided to narrow it down to these
10.
books right now.
Yeah, it's like 10.
So,
Give
and
or
some of
take.
them we might review, some of them we might read together.
Some might be apart.
But this is just something that we're sharing as, like, I guess, a resolution
Yeah.
goal that we have.
Yeah, it's in some ways it's lofty because some of the titles are bigger, but in some ways it's reasonable because it's like 10 books. Even if, January's gone, so let's say we have 11 months to read 12 books. That's one a month from this list. That's not bad. That's
It's
4
not bad.
weeks for one book.
To be fair, my ones may be a series, but
Yeah,
it's
because
fine.
she cheated.
I don't know how I'm cheating myself.
You're cheating yourself. Anyway, so without further ado,
do you want me to go first?
yeah, Kate's gonna tell you
Okay.
her top 10, and if you guys have comments and want to, give feedback on it, no spoilers as always. But if you're like, hey, that's a great book, or I've heard nothing but I don't want to hear bad
if
things
you
about
read
it. But
or if you're
if you've
gonna read it,
yeah, let us know. And yeah, so go ahead.
So, A Court of Wings and Ruin. I have read the first two, so I still need to read these two.
Yeah.
And we did have a signing of hers.
We didn't get to actually meet her.
We didn't get to
though,
meet her, but
sadly.
you know.
It was an arena full of people. Like,
That's
how many
true.
people were there? Like 500 and something, I want to say.
It was a lot.
But to be fair, and I posted a couple pictures on Instagram, we were sitting really close, like really, really close.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because there was a sign language interpreter sitting a few rows in front of us. And here it is, Sarah J. Maas on the stage, who I've always wanted to like be even breathing the same air with for a long time. And I was actually so fascinated by the interpreter that I don't think I even told you this, actually a lot of that time I was watching
Yeah,
the
I did.
interpreter.
I did
but-
pick up some of the words that they were saying too. Plus, there
Yeah.
were shenanigans in the front of us. There was a drink spill
Spilled
that became
everywhere.
a thing. But she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
And she brought her baby on stage.
She's very like down to earth seeming.
She's adorable too.
yeah, she
like
was-
I know I say that about a
Yeah.
lot of people, but I only say it if I mean it.
And you've read some of the.
I've read that. I haven't read this guy. It's not on my 10, but at some point I'll read it. But yeah, I've read that trilogy and I loved it. The middle book has the most wow, and that's why I like it.
Yeah. Which is why, like, when I was reading it, I don't even think of it as a YA. Like, the whole time I was
Yeah.
texting you, I was like, I don't think this is a YA.
Well, I think it's because I
like,
told you there was a lot of other interesting things happening.
Yeah, it's not written quite like a YA, but because...
It's a high fantasy YA, I think is what it's categorized as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Very good, though. I feel like it rounded out the trilogy very
So I
well.
definitely want to finish these.
Yeah,
Because,
and this one's not that bad.
yeah. So
It's
I'm...
not as thick.
Because it's part of a series, this is considered a 1.
She's
for
counting
me.
as one.
Like, this is technically the one that I definitely need to read, but then this one closely follows, so how can I separate?
So how can you separate it?
Yeah,
And I
but
may
those,
read that one
for
when
sure.
I may read Court of Frost and Starlight when you get to it. I may or may not. I started reading it and then other things happen in life and I just didn't go back to it. So
Like,
okay.
do you want to do your next one?
Yeah, so this one has been on my TBR for like 2 years. City of Heavenly Fire. It's book 6 in the Mortal Instruments series. I've read TID, The Infernal Devices. Absolutely loved that trilogy. I believe I'm not alone when I say a lot of people actually prefer the trilogy to this series. However, I'm 5 books in. So you can't
commit.
not read the last book. So
Gotta
book
commit.
6, City of Heavenly Fire. Yeah, it has literally been on my TBR. For sure 2 Christmases in a row. I'm like, I'm gonna read this for sure.
Not Spawn.
And I haven't, so I'm going to. So it'll probably be the first one I pick up when I start in on my 10 books.
And I have not read any of those. So.
And you haven't read, and they're really good. I don't mean to discount. Cassandra Clare, absolutely phenomenal writer, absolutely amazing. In the middle, I think it was City of, I think it was like right in the middle book. I seem to always favor the book right in the middle of a series. And that's fine, which I think is my favorite. But all of them have been really, really good. Now, I know they made a movie out of it, which didn't fare so well. They made a TV show, which I was not really a fan of. I felt like
Was
the
that
acting...
the Shadowhunter?
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And the acting on that I thought was over the top. It has nothing to do with her.
With her writing.
She has nothing to do with that. But I feel like they did it a disservice by being so dramatic. Like over the dramatic. Anyway, so that book 1, it's happening.
My next is technically a series 2. Do we see a theme?
She has not felt.
This one is not a YA.
Yeah.
Margaret Atwood is one of my favorite authors.
I've
I
not
know
read
this
her.
cover is kind of weird and shiny.
No, wait, it's what category then is she?
It's just like fiction.
Fiction? Okay.
This is the last book of a trilogy, which is called Mad Adam. So it is Oryx.
Oh, she also wrote The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew the name sounded
So
familiar.
Oryx and Crake
Okay.
is the first one, which I have read, and The Year of the Flood I have also read. However, it's
Okay.
been a while, and they're very like crossovery. So like as you're reading this one, they reference different events that occur in this book.
Okay, so you kind of
So-
need to reread them too. Are you gonna skim them, or are you going to full on
I
reread?
may do a full on like
Reread?
side notebook
Okay.
of like
Got
the
it.
connections.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
like
thing
key
as I'm
points,
reading
too.
it.
Okay.
I really like it. It's like a very adult dystopian
Oh, okay.
book.
Oh, and it's Adam with 2 D's. Mad,
Yes.
2 D's, Adam,
Yeah.
2 D's. Okay. Ooh, it is
So-
shiny. Oh.
This was the first time I had ever heard of a dystopian novel ever.
You haven't read... Oh, did it come out before Divergent? Because that's definitely dystopian.
Yes,
And Hunger
like
Games.
it's been out for a while, but I mean,
Okay.
I didn't really get into a lot of YA reading until I met you. So
That's my fault.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I regret nothing.
But I mean, I did read YA, but I never knew it was like a huge
Genre.
event. of
And then it
things.
kind of faded away. I feel like it's like one of those, well, dystopian anyway. YA I think is going to be here forever. But dystopian I feel like kind of had its day where it was super, super popular and then it kind of like faded away. But then there is like the Hunger Games and Divergent, which are like so like surreal, and I feel like they really fit in that genre well. I think the Maze Runner is considered dystopian as well.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. But like, I think most people, if they think dystopian, they're like, what? If they don't know what dystopian means, they're like, hey, have you read this or have you heard of this? I think most people have heard of it, and so they can get an idea what the genre
Yeah.
means.
Yeah,
but
so-
this sounds different.
Yeah, I was first introduced to Margaret Atwood through one of my friends who recommended Handmaid's Tale.
So you've read The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, and
Okay,
she
I have
recommended
not.
another one too, but I can't remember which one it was. But I really like her books. I really like her as an author. This is a very, I will preface, it's a very like adult dystopian. Like
Okay.
there's
Hence
a lot
not
of like
YA.
disturbing things
Okay.
that occur. Like there's a lot of like weird like dark web sort of like
Okay.
stuff that does occur especially in the first book.
Okay.
Um,
So the first one is how do you say, Oryx and Crake?
yeah, Oryx and Crake,
And then The Year of the Flood, and then, okay.
and
got
then
it.
Mad Adam.
Okay.
But yeah, really loved these two.
How long has it been since you've read those? Like years?
Years. So
Like a
I will
long
probably
time.
reread them just to reread this. So again, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
My next one is, this was actually my father's book, belonged to him. It was on his list. My dad had always had very lofty goals, and I always said, I'm gonna read. He owned a ton of books. Didn't read as much as he wanted. Well, I mean, nobody
We
really
never
reads it.
can.
Yeah. But
Goals.
this is his actual book, so it means a lot to me. I lost my dad in 2012. So, Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. There's been, I think, at least 2 movie adaptations, or is there only 1?
I don't know. I just know
I thought
about
there
the
was
first
2.
one.
You've seen it. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't read the book. I don't think I think I maybe read a few pages, and I just have to be in the mood for a certain thing. So I've always been interested in other cultures, and it's not something I would normally read.
Japanese.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to. My dad was very much into Japanese culture and things like that. He collected a lot of Japanese, he had like some artwork and knickknacks and that kind of cool stuff. So I was not surprised to see this on his shelf, but it was on his list in his own handwriting. And so I'm like, okay, I got to read this. So it's been on my list for a while. So I'm planning to read this. I don't know too much about it, and I'm okay with that. And with it being something I don't normally read, I'm kind of trying to branch out of. Well, okay then. Next time.
I mean, that's what they are.
Okay. Well, I didn't even know that. Okay.
I mean, I want to prepare you at least a little bit before you hop into
I mean, I can
one.
adult. I can. Okay. All right.
Hop into it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one you will probably be reading as well.
Yeah.
But Obsidio.
Yes. Book 3 in the Illuminate files.
We have both read the first 2, which are like one of the most amazing books, I think.
They're just so cool because of the physical.
So creative.
Yeah.
I would recommend them to anybody.
Yeah, anybody. Sci-fi, funny.
If you haven't read them,
read
them now.
Yeah.
Because like the steps that they've taken into being a book is just amazing.
Yeah.
The graphic designs in it. Awesome.
The format is different. Like there's some in some of the books, there's like literally you have to turn the page to read it. It's like white writing on a black page or black writing on a white page, and it's in circles, it's in zigzags. There's maps, there's graphs, there's emails, there's like all types of communication that happen throughout. I think this cover is like the other ones where the cover is actually clear and it's the book that's colored, I believe. Sort of. It's kind of a tannish. The first one, Illuminae, is orange. Gemina, the second book, is blue, and then this guy is like a brownish.
Little pictures of them.
And Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman are just super amazing. We met them at the signing for Obsidio last year. Super, super cool. We took tons of pictures. They're some of the most, they're just funny and they're sweet and they're just generous with their time. They knew people had driven over an hour to come to the signing.
Didn't they like stay?
They stuck
the
around.
Thing?
They let the people who had been there, had like an hour drive. Like we let them all go first because it wasn't far for us. And I'm like, I live here, like no big deal. But there are people who drove from pretty far just to do the signing. And they stuck around and they autographed anything you wanted autographed. They personalized anything you wanted personalized. And there's 2 of them, and like it was a smaller signing. It was at Anderson's.
Yeah,
but there was I would say there was probably still between 50, 60 people maybe. And that's still a lot. It's not like they have a stamp. I mean, they're handwriting and personalizing and stuff. And Jay Kristoff is also very, very tall. He's like, I don't know how tall he is, but just funny. And so I think the one of the reasons I like their stuff too is just like when you meet the author and you know about them, you're just like, okay, I know the story behind this passage, or I know the story behind this character's creation, or
like
things like that. So that's always kind of fun too.
It's like you're reading like tech papers or like
it's so different. The style of it is just so different.
You're reading like emails and like it's just a completely unique experience.
And they're long books, and I remember when I first picked up Illuminae, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna take me forever. Like I'm a pretty fast reader, but I'm like, this is gonna take me forever. I think I read it in like a day and a half, and that's like because I had to work.
That'd be a page. Right there.
Yeah, and it reads so quickly, even though there's crazy stuff going on, even though it's a very thick book. The first 2 they read so quickly, and so it's not that I'm afraid of the size of it. It's just like one more book on the list that one of my goals for the year is to finish up the series that in duologies that I've started and have not finished, and that's why this bad boy's on there. I'm sure I will get to Obsidio at some point. I didn't put it in the top 10, but I'm sure it will.
But because I'm reading it, it might be something that we buddy read
we'll probably buddy read that together. The next book on mine, also another one of my dad's in his personal copy. It's called The Beautiful Struggle by Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's written a few other books. The only thing I recall about this is it is, well, I'd have to read the back, and that's cheating. But I remember it's like a father.
Black Panther.
It's an African American family. I think it's a father and son. I think they live in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, if memory serves. that's all I remember. And I don't know. I think this might be one where I was like, hey, let me read this because my dad wanted to read it. I don't know that there's necessarily any other reason that I was going to read it other than it was on my dad's list. But I'm kind of living, trying to work through my dad's list. Since he's not here to read it, I can read about it and, just kind of, for him an experience. So this one's pretty small. I mean, maybe 200 and something pages. I don't think may not even be that long. And it's gotten some acclaim, but I think it's an older book too. I think it's been out for quite a while. And hopefully I didn't totally botch his name. But again, I have so many books that have like been on the TBR for forever and ever.
This has been on my got this from Borders.
Right, yeah, look at the back. It's from Borders.
So there's that.
And you know what, he may not have bought it actually at Borders. He probably bought it at like a garage sale or something like that. And that person bought it at Borders, but there's still a Borders sticker on it.
But Borders, yeah.
Yeah. So that's on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
This will not come as a shock, considering Obsidio was the book that I just showed. But this one is by Amy Kaufman, Ice Wolves.
Yes, because wolves. It's really pretty, too. The silver on the side.
I love wolves, so I don't even know what the book is about, but I like Amy Kaufman and I like wolves, so,
And you got the last copy. That was, you got that
and
at the
she
signing.
signed this book, too, so yay!
Yeah. That's all you know.
And like
there's
elemental,
ice and there's wolves.
Wolves, ice, elemental stuff. There's runes on the cover that look very much like Lord of the Rings runes.
Now, also, side note, it does say book 1 on the side, so we're not
does say
sure
book 1.
if it's part of a duology, a trilogy, a series. We're not sure. We'd have to.
I'll have to look it up, but I'm starting it.
Yeah, but you're starting it. Yeah. My next one is one that I tried reading. I tried reading the digital copy a while back. The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. However,
I saw the movie.
I tried reading it, couldn't get into it. Tried again, couldn't get into it. I'm determined because so many people have so many great things. They've said so many wonderful things about it. I'm like, okay, I've got to read it. It's gotten all kinds of reviews, good reviews and stuff.
I feel like I have mixed feelings
over
about
8
the
million
movie.
copies sold.
Just so you know.
So, well, the movie never
But now
really.
you can let me know.
Yeah, the movie doesn't really seem to deliver like the book
They
does
never
anyway.
do.
So, it's a beaten up copy. It's a used copy that I got. Oh, hey, look, there's a picture in there. I wasn't aware that there was
Is it
a
a bad picture? Like,
yeah,
there's a bunch of bodies.
says, isn't it a lovely day? Oh, and there's a swastika for a sun. So that's what I have to look forward to. Yeah, so we got Japanese
Look at this
prostitutes
picture.
and swastika suns. It sounds like a full year.
Yeah, plus the other book that's in between it. It said something about crack on the back. I read something about crack.
There's probably drugs. Oh, in The Beautiful Struggle?
Yeah, there was
Well,
something
maybe
about
that's
crack.
why it's a struggle, because there's drugs. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so that's that. So the Book
Also,
Thief.
not a shock. 2 books by Jay Kristoff.
Yes. They're so beautiful. The covers are
as
like
far
amazing.
as I know, they're just a duology at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's another one.
I think I have the first book,
the
but
first
not
one?
the second book.
So,
And I think I have it autographed. I think I bought it for the
I
signing,
pretty much know
but I'm not
nothing about what they are other
I
than
think they're vampires.
Jay Kristoff is amazing.
Well,
and these
his-
look amazing. So
No, maybe it's not vampires, because the new series he's coming out with, or new book he's coming out with, is vampires. So that may not be vampires.
Well, and Becca really loved them, so
yes.
our friend Becca.
Our
Shout
friend
out.
Becca. Yeah. Hi, Becca.
So again, I'm counting this as a 1.
I would. Can you also show them the artwork on the special edition of the Barnes and Noble
I
book?
don't know if there's there's none.
The second one is a special edition Barnes and Noble, and the artwork is stunning. And that's one thing I've noticed about
Some of the Barnes and Nobles.
well, just about his, but yeah, Barnes and Noble too. But just really, really pretty. Like really, like yeah, it's gothic and it's dark and it's a little.
Welcome to my soul.
Yeah, welcome to your soul.
This
And
is
a
my
little-
soul right
and
here.
maybe a little
This
gory
girl
on
right
top of
here.
it. That reminds me of Carrie.
This is my soul. This is what
That's Carrie
what I am
White.
inside.
That's Carrie White.
This is what I
That's
look
you.
like
Your hair's
inside.
not that long. Anyway,
It has been before. Look, there's a cat and everything.
yeah, that looks
There's a
like my
cat, lots of blood, a knife.
Yeah,
That's me.
yeah, it speaks to you.
Yeah, it speaks to me.
So it's I intend at some point to read those. I didn't put them on my top 10